Explore and discover adventures around the globe. The province of Catamarca is located in the northwest of Argentina. Characterized by the diversity of reliefs, climates, and archaeological treasures, I invite you to discover its magical corners that will win you over with its scenic beauty, its history, and its architecture. We present you 10 places to visit in Catamarca, Argentina. Number 1, Fiambala, is a town in the department of Tinogasta, on Route 60, 322 kilometers from the capital city of this province. It is located at approximately 1,600 meters above sea level at the beginning of the Andean highlands. This makes your climate cool and pleasant even in the hottest seasons. In the city you can visit the Museum of the 6,000, which works inside the Museum of Man. The province boasts among its main attractions several mountains and volcanoes that form the route of the 6,000, all peaks over 6,000 meters high with eternal snow. 15 kilometers from the city are the Termas de Fiambala, at the foot of the Andes mountain range, and it is undoubtedly one of the great attractions of the province. Fiambala, in the original language, means water that penetrates the mountain. At 1,920 meters above sea level is the Fiambala thermal complex. Higher up, in La Quebrada, are the springs where the thermal water emerges at about 60 degrees. The water goes down through some pools located at different levels of La Quebrada, and its temperature drops as it goes. The water contains mineral properties that are highly recommended for its medicinal and healing power. The complex has 14 pools with different temperatures ranging from 35 degrees to 45 degrees. Another option in Fiambala is to visit the Taton Dunes, one of the most impressive and least known landscapes in Argentina. It is a great sea of dunes of 103 square kilometers that extend between hills, changing their shapes by the capricious force of the wind. You can even visit the Federico Curbis Dune, considered the highest in the world, since it is born at about 1,611 meters above sea level, and with its height of 1,230 meters it rises to 2,845 meters above sea level. The most adventurous can experience the immensity of the sand dunes by sandboarding or through quad rides or 4x4 trucks. In fact, the place is part of the mythical International Dakar race. Those who choose to explore the landscape calmly can explore the area and wait for sunset to get lost in the shapes and colors that the sand takes on when the sun goes down. You can visit this desert on your own or hire one of the excursions offered in Fiambala. In the town of St. Gilles is the Magic Dune, just 10 kilometers from Fiambala. It is 100 meters high and has a slope of almost 45 degrees, ideal for sandboarding or contemplating its landscape. Number 2. Tinogasta. Although Fiambala is a town within the municipality of Tinogasta, we did not want to fail to mention other tourist attractions in the place, such as the Ruta del Adobe, which extends for about 50 kilometers along National Route 60 between Tinogasta and Fiambala. It is a journey through the history and culture of the Awaken Valley, up to 300 years old. On this route you can see several colonial adobe constructions, such as mansions, oratories, and chapels. Some of these constructions were declared historical monuments. Adobe is a brick made of sun-dried mud and straw. Various types of structures are built with it. It is an excellent thermal insulator for the high temperatures of the summer and for the most dreary ones in the winter. The best-known stops on the route are Oratorio de las Orquera, Iglesia de Andacoyo, Mayrasco, and Iglesia de Nuestra Señora del Rosario in Anilico, Iglesia de San Pedro, and Hotel Casa Grande in Tinogasta. Number 3. Another unmissable place in Tinogasta is the Balcón del Piscis. Located about 150 kilometers from Fiambala, it is considered one of the most impressive views of the Andes mountain range. On its way, it goes through mountain roads in which it ascends to 4,700 meters above sea level. As you advance through the Andes mountain range, the colors of the landscape change. The first thing you see is the Blue Lagoon, and then you go up to the Balcón del Piscis. From there you can see the green and black lagoons and a salt flat that precedes them. Amazing and majestic Mount Pisces is contemplated. This inactive volcano reaches 6,800 meters above sea level, making it the third highest peak in the American continent. At its feet is a large glacier with different ice formations. It is recommended to do it with a specialized guide and in a 4x4 vehicle. It is important to take into account the weather conditions. Even in summer, the temperatures can be very low. Number 4. The route of the 6,000 is the stretch of National Route 60 that begins in Fiambala and ends at Paso San Francisco, on the border with Chile. This is the second highest area in the world after the Himalayas. It has more than 20 volcanoes that exceed 6,000 meters in height. For this reason it is called this way. The total route is 200 kilometers and the route is fully paved. There are 6 refuges along the route with a distance of approximately 25 kilometers from each other. They are used for emergencies. They have a line and an intercom in case an attack occurs on the route. At kilometer 43 we find the Quebrada de las Angosturas, a winding road surrounded by hills of ochre, red, gray and black tones. From kilometer 122 you can see the Andean peaks to the west. First, the Pisces volcano with its 6,792 meters high that is located on the border of Catamarca and La Rioja. As we advance, the environment changes to a more arid one, as well as its flora and fauna. On the route you can find piscunas, llamas and also flamingos in the lagoons. Near the La Gruta area, you can take a detour that leads to the Las Grutas refuge. It has hot springs inside with a view of the IN CATAMARCA volcano. Around it we can find a stream with hot springs and an unforgettable view. From Las Grutas to the border between Argentina and Chile there are some 45 kilometers of winding route through lonely regions where the mountains become more and more fabulous. The final destination is the San Francisco Pass, border with the neighboring country of Chile. If you are liking the video, subscribe to our channel for free so you don't miss the next ones. Number 5. The Palm Stone Field is located 63 kilometers from the town of Antofagasta de la Sierra. It is a protected natural area where walking among its formations is the closest thing to walking on the moon. Its 76,000 hectares are shaped by ancient volcanic eruptions and subsequent erosion. Only 27 of these are its visible part. Its landscape resembles petrified waves with colors ranging from reddish through yellow to the typical white of the stone, which vary according to the time of day and the way the sun's rays hit. Arriving at the place is something incredible, added to the fact that it is not yet such a tourist-exploited destination. Excursions can be taken from the town of El Peñón, 10 kilometers away. Once there, it is covered on foot. It is not recommended to do the walk with private vehicles since there is no signage and the trail can be erased by the wind. Near the area, you can find the Carachi Pampa lagoon and the volcano of the same name. Also a large mirror of water with the presence of llamas and flamingos that changes color according to the time of day you visit. Remember that in the description of the video we are going to leave you the location of each place that we tell you about. Number 6. Antofagasta de la Sierra, 600 kilometers from the capital, known as the Antechamber of Heaven, is located at 3,323 meters above sea level, surrounded by mountains and close to enormous wings. It is the main oasis of the Puna of Cartagena and it is also the department that is located at the highest altitude and furthest from the capital. If you like nature, in Antofagasta de la Sierra you will find an endless number of volcanoes, imposing salt flats and also lagoons with flamingos. The Galán volcano is known for having the largest crater in the world with about 45 kilometers in diameter. Inside is the incredible Diamante lagoon, turquoise in color and with a high concentration of salt. The fumaroles are another attraction that you cannot miss inside the Galán volcano, as well as the large lagoon that has up to 15,000 pink flamingos and other species. You can do it on your own, but we recommend that you hire a specialized guide, since the roads do not appear on the maps and the entrance is only for 4x4. Number 7. The Salar de Antofalla, with more than 150 kilometers of surface, is the longest salt desert in the world. 1 hour from the town of Antofalla. It can only be accessed in 4x4 trucks and with local guides that can be hired at the municipal tourist office. Or you can hire excursions in Antofagasta de la Sierra. On the way to the Salar, you will travel through gorges, crossing rivers, until you begin to descend a slope where you will be able to see the immensity of the Salar that crosses almost the entire department, surrounded by huge volcanoes. It is one of the most remote regions of the country. It is a very arid territory with little vegetation. In the middle of the Salar there are 3 small interconnected lagoons called Ojos de Campo, colored blue, black and orange. A little further away and larger we can see the Laguna Verde. In the Salar there is a viewpoint called Vega la Botijuela. The road to the site is from another planet, with colors around it that will leave you amazed. Once there you will find a hot springs and an unforgettable view. The Salar del Hombre Muerto is another of the large high-altitude salt flats, which can be reached by continuing along Route 43 from Antofagasta de la Sierra. It has an area of 580 square kilometers. The subsoil contains water with sodium chloride, lithium, potassium and other components. The Salar del Hombre Muerto is the 3rd largest lithium mine in the world. Number 8. San Fernando del Valle de Catamarca is the capital of the province and the most populated. It is a commercial and tourist center, being its colonial architecture one of the main attractions. It is also a significant religious point. The city is located in a valley, which is delimited by 2 mountains, Ambato and Ancasti. Among its tourist attractions we can highlight the Cathedral Basilica Nuestra Señora del Valle. With a neoclassical style, it was built in honor of the Virgin of the same name. Declared a National Historic Monument in 1941. In the part of the church is the Plaza 25 de Mayo, built at the end of the 19th century. This is visited by thousands of tourists who tour the city. It was designed by the architect Carlos Tays. His design contains gradients and fonts true to his style, as well as a large green space to rest and contemplate the church and the government house. 4 kilometers from the city center you can visit the El Jumeal Dam. It is a large mirror of water surrounded by small mountains, ideal for walking or riding a bike as it has bike paths. Or also contemplate its native vegetation of the valley. There is a viewpoint where you will find a panoramic view of the entire city, called Balcón de la Ciudad. Number 9. The town of Villaville is located on Provincial Route 43, 80 kilometers from the city of Belén. This place has incredible and unique corners. One of them is called Los Castillos. It is a natural rock formation that was formed by the erosion of water and wind over millions of years, giving as a consequence this incredible formation with elongated figures and different shades that resemble Gothic castle towers. You get to the area by private vehicle, and then you have to walk about 7 kilometers. If you like this type of landscape, 2 kilometers to the southwest of Walfin, crossing the Villaville River, are the Walfin Colorados. Number 10. The ruins of Shincal de Quimivil. It was the southernmost city of the Inca Empire. In its ruins you can still see the unmistakable architectural style of the Incas and an urban design very similar to that of Cusco in ancient times, since it was connected to it by the Inca Trail. At that time, 2 hills were used as ceremonial altars. These had large stone stairs and let people know about the agricultural rituals that were carried out there. It is located 8 kilometers from the City of London and is considered a National Historic Monument. Today there is an access road that starts from National Route 40 and reaches the foot of the wall. Now we would like to know which of these places you like the most or which one you would add. Leave your comment below. If you liked our video, leave us a like and don't forget to subscribe to this channel to continue traveling from your chair.